I know what you're thinking. Hang on, this isn't an outdoors video. And you're right, because this is a video on my ankle rehab. So I got injured, and unfortunately the outdoors content is going to have to be put on hold for another couple of weeks. So if you're here for that, well, stick around because it'll be back soon. And if you want to stick around and watch me ankle rehab and what I'm doing to get back on the footy field and back out in the hills and in the water, we'll stick around. I did what's called a syndesmosis, which is basically a high ankle sprain. And what the surgeon had to do was drill a hole through my tibia and fibula and insert a metal wire rope that's got a little bit of flexibility in it. And this stabilises the ankle joint while providing enough flex to replace the torn AITFL ligament that I ruptured, which led to this surgery. Right, so this is pretty much day one of rehab, and we started off with some flexibility, seeing how the ankle moved, and then did some towel scrunches and some toe dissociation, followed by a little bit of knee to wall to just get that range of motion, get that knee over toes, stretch it out.
All good?
And we got Nonny checking himself out.
Ah, what was he doing?
And then I went into some balance, which was pretty dusty, followed by some blood flow restriction. So basically this cuts off a bit of blood flow down to the legs, which means you can get a far bigger pump with no weights pretty much. So it's good for where I'm at the moment.
Dubai. Dubai.
Right, I've got the occlusion on 150, which is good compression on the leg, which is why it's going purple. If you haven't used these before, then they get the pins absolutely screaming. And then it was onto the gym where Franco was smashing out a bit of bench, was able to do some leg press on the left hand side.
Not onto this skinny wee one yet.
Then I did some hammy curls and some leg extensions, followed by a bunch of different glute bridges and some groin squeezes at different angles. Get the hammies and the glutes fired up. Then did some A-walks at the end of the day, just as a bit of a reference and a marker to look back on. Then Bogues measured my ankles to make sure that they hadn't gotten too fat. Feet up, and then we ice up, and that's the end of day one. And we're getting stuck in again Monday morning. A lot of the first 2 weeks, the exercises and rehab is all pretty repetitive, just getting the body moving normally again and building some strength back up. So I've tried to keep the video focusing on sort of the new exercises and the main exercises. But it was good to do some pistol squats here, and they were a little bit wobbly, and then some step down from box, which I've obviously sped up. But yeah, you can sort of see here that it was a little bit wobbly throughout it, so that's definitely going to be a bit of a work on going forward. And here's the back view. And did some RDLs, get the hammies going. A few leg extensions to fire the quads up. And finished the day with some hammy sliders and the bags on to help it slide a bit easier. A little bit of soft tissue at the end of the day, and straight back on the ice machine. Check the range each morning and sort of give the ankle a little rundown through all the angles to make sure that it's not sore. And here's a little bit of a walk. You can see my calves not really firing that much. Some toe stuff, a couple of slumps and whatnot, which I've sped up. This was a little bit sore actually when I was doing this. And you can see throughout this video that I'm able to get a lot better at these movements. Knee to walls, I'm able to get back to almost normal length here, and just sliding in and out. A couple of pull the old toes up, get the shins fired up. Calf raises with tennis ball. Bogues decided I didn't need it, so then just a few normal ones, and the calves are working a wee bit better, which is nice. Balancing, getting better slowly. Still need quite a bit of help from the wall though. And just getting through that sort of walking motion. You can see the calf's pretty limp, and just some light step ups. Get a bit of confidence, and I'm able to sort of come in with a bit more intent. Doing some step downs again, and you can see I still need a bit of help from the wall just to keep me balanced. And A-walks again, you can see it's a little better than the last time I did them. Calf's firing a little bit more, and I'm a bit more balanced. And I'm able to get some good step ups here onto a softer box, which is nice. And doing it with a ball, and you can see I struggle with the first couple, just trying to get the movement, but then I managed to get it there, and the ankle's actually working really hard to hold that there, which is good to see. It's able to sort of catch it, and then obviously the best part of the day, bit of soft tissue at the end, and we're on the ice again, so icing up all arvo, every arvo. Checking the range. The inversion's not tugging on the scar anymore, which is nice. A few needle walls, which is pretty much back to normal by now, which is always good to get that full sort of range back. Doing some band resistance and squeezing in, and I've sped this up, but I'm slowly getting better. I'm able to put more weight through my right and not have to balance as much on the left. Balancing, it's coming along slowly, getting there, eyes shut, and just a little step up. Just the ankle's working nicely. Into some more of these where I'm able to put a bit more force through the ankle. Still a little wobbly, and walking feels pretty normal now, which is good. Back into some blood flow restriction on the Soleus machine to get the calves popping. Bogues wasn't happy with my posture, so he's corrected that. And a few of these bad boys. Yeah, this really got the calves screaming on this day. Was able to do some leg press on the right as well. Not super heavy, but still good to get a bit of weight through the ankle. And some pistol squats. Leg extension to get the quads going. And some hemi sliders again. Can definitely feel the strength starting to come back through my quads, calves and hemis. And just my foot in general. Best part of the day. And we're icing again. And now we're Friday, so the last day of the week of what's been a pretty good first week back of rehab. Get through the toe and sort of foot stuff and a bit of knee to wall. Then I do some banded eversion. Pushing away on the band, getting the calf going, and some inversion. And for the first time doing these drills here, I'm able to get a tiny bit of heel lift, which is hard to see because of the red mat, but there is a little heel lift there, and then some more balancing, which is coming along, and a few step ups. Couple of step ups off the ball, a little wobbly to start the day, and I managed to get it by that one and smash a few of them out. Back onto the blood flow restriction for another day, getting the calves pumped. And this one got the hammies and the hip flexors fired up. And then in preparation for next week, just getting through some light squatting there. So it was good to get through a couple of squats, and then just a bit of walking of varying intensity. And that's the end of the first full week of rehab, second week post-surgery. Right, Monday morning. Ankle's feeling good after a couple of chill days. Doing some towel squeezes with the weight into the knee to walls. And on the red mat, I'm able to get a bit more heel lift there, and each day it's less and less sore. Stano's having a yarn in the background, doing some side-to-side jumps and catching on the ankle. You can see the ankle sort of working there, trying to keep me balanced, which is good. Some tramp marches. Blood flow restriction again. Keep the calves going, ticking over. So the same 4. Then I do some glute bridges with 3 different angles, just working different parts of the hammy, I suppose. That one there, quite challenging. Some groin squeezes with 3 different angles as well. Able to get a bit of a load through the legs with the old squat there, which was a good feeling, and was definitely pretty domsy the next day. And a bit of leg press on the right as well. I am doing my left leg on all these exercises as well, but it's not really relevant for the video, so I've just kept the right side stuff in. Able to get a good squeeze through the calf on the standing calf raise here. It's good that the calf's finally starting to wake up. Slowly. And a bit of load through the Soleus machine. And I've graduated from the banded ankle inversion and eversion to the cables, which provide a lot more resistance. And then a bit of nasty balancing stuff to finish off my Monday. The stuff here was really challenging and pretty hard on the arch, on the midfoot. But I managed to pick it up eventually. And swing it out the back for a few reps. And Tuesday is pretty much every other day. Start off with swinging the foot round, making sure it's all good. Couple of foot mobs, knee to wall. Able to get some good heel lift there, so that's come on nicely. Bit of balancing on the blue squishy foam mat to make it a bit more challenging. And we did some testing on the inversion and eversion. And after that, did some cables. Inversion and eversion. Then did some more balancing, trying to do the one I did the day before, but just, you know, do it a little bit better each day. Some side to side catching. See the ankle working hard there to catch it. Hammy sliders. These are tough. Some Copenhagen's. These were horrible. Trying to hold that heel lift was super hard, and good burn on the quad and good burn through the calf and through the foot as well, to be fair. Definitely the hardest thing I've done so far, but also hugely satisfying to see the day-to-day growth, because there's no way I could have done these movements the week prior. So I'm trying to push into the ground as hard as I can on this one and keep as stiff an ankle as possible, which is pretty difficult at this part of rehab, but it's not too sore, which is ideal. And same with this one, trying to keep a stiff ankle. I should have had the camera around the other side so you could actually see the ankle. And this one was a hammy killer. High reps, just burning through the old pork string. And finish the day with a bit of a calf raise on the leg press. A few new exercises in today, which is always exciting to sort of break up the monotony of rehab. First time single leg hopping on the right ankle. Some cables, inversion and eversion. And this is a new one, so the band's trying to pull me in and I've got to lock my ankle to push against the resistance. This one was like a sort of a hammy iso hold. Some pistol squats. And Non's trying to get a bit of camera time here, sipping on his cuppa and his slippers. And doing some more balancing drills. This one was super difficult, trying to just stay balanced while aeroplaning around. Some jumping. This was fine, double-legged. So do some left and some right here. And I do a lot more than just the reps I show, but I don't want this video to be a bloody hour long. Zero pain on these as well, which is ideal because it means I know I can push a wee bit harder next time. Calf raises. So I'm still struggling to get full height there, as you can see. Friday was an absolute belter of a day, and the New Zealand Warriors were playing as well, so we had to check on them against the Sea Eagles, and they got up the wires. Good to see. Did some cables. They're pretty much bread and butter at the moment, part of the daily routine. I'm pretty shocking at all these technical drills, but this one here, trying to keep a solid ankle, pulling that hip through, getting a good finishing position. Doing some squats, which is nice, getting a bit more weight through it now. Non's just keeping that pec warm between sets. Good to see. Then a bit of leg press to just finish the old pins off on a Friday. You know, it's going to be a couple of chill days in the weekend, so all good if they get a bit domsy. Leg extension. Then into this one here. Can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a lunge. Good for the hammies and the hip flexors and a whole lot of other leg muscles. Facundo's on camera here. This one was awful, as you can tell by the facial expressions. Absolute quad burner. Henko showing off his finger. Noni showing off his dance moves. Shocking. Some reverse sled pulls. And again with some more technical drills, but yeah, I'm not great at all of these, so I'm trying to keep a stiff ankle here, and same on this one here. This one's an absolute mouthful, so it's a band resisted single leg squat with a heel raise. Pretty sure that's right, and it was pretty bloody difficult. And that rounds off my second full week of rehab, third week post-op. And here's a little time lapse of how the cuts are healing. So the outside's healed really nicely, but the inside's healed like a bit of a dog's breakfast, so it's taken a little bit longer. But other than the fact of it being a bit of a nuisance, it hasn't slowed me down or affected me at all, so that's been good. If you made it this far, fair play, and in the next video I actually start running, so that is ideal. That is a huge milestone. But yeah, let me know what you thought, what you maybe want to see in the next video. Just drop in the comments and I'll accommodate where I can. We'll see you in the next one.